Good morning. How are you, English Lit and Comp students? I have to say, I am really excited about these personal quest projects. I think most of you are understanding the assignment now, and I've decided what we're going to work towards once we complete the other two, because we're halfway through now. We're almost halfway through the book. We're almost halfway through what we're supposed to be doing until the end of May. Our final presentations are going to be using WeVideo because I actually taught a whole college essay course through WeVideo. It's a really easy platform to use. Hopefully you've all had experience in it, but if you haven't, I will give you step-by-step instructions on how to present your personal quest project that way. It might even help you write your college essays if you're trying to think of ideas for it. So basically, you can put clips of yourself in there. So, like, if you're an athlete, we have quite a few in the class. We have a figure skater, we have a soccer player, a football player. You can put clips of yourself playing. You can put photos. You can put cartoons, you can put drawings, and you basically will make a collage, and then you can either narrate or you can just record over it. So it will give us a lot of options. So, you can also use YouTube, but I think that's what the culminating presentation is. I know I said that you can pick a range of creative things. So if you wanted to write a poem, you could show a picture of the poem in the movie, or you could read it. If you wanted to do a demo of what you're doing, you can do that. And I'm going to do one too, like I said. So I'll get it done before you guys so you can see what it looks like. You've inspired me to want to go on my own personal quest. So I'm going to just quickly share that with you. And for those of you who didn't understand Journal Entry 2, but so far as I'm reading them, you all seem to really understand it. So that makes me happy. So my personal quest project is going to entail deepening my meditation practice because I am a practicing yogi, and I've dabbled in Buddhism as well. I'm not a very religious person, but I find that yoga has always given me that solace, that respite from the chaos surrounding me. It's my way of calming my mind, letting go of the thoughts that don't serve me, the negative self-talk, the judgment, because we all go through that, adults and young people alike. And I know it's the hardest when you're a teenager because you're really coming into your own and you're dealing with all these conflicting emotions. Your brain is being rewired. It's when your brain is developing and you're more susceptible to addictions or negative thinking or explosive emotions, or what's the word? Procrastination. All of those are at their boiling point when you're teenagers. So a lot of you have already started the journey with recognizing, if you don't mind I'm not going to bring up names, but I'm just going to give examples. So one person wants to be more disciplined in, because we're stuck at home and you can't do your sport, you can work on staying fit. Or you could find that which is weak in your body and you can stretch it out, or you can send it love and attention. For me, meditation is quieting my mind and turning to my breath. So you watch your thoughts as you're breathing. Basically, you have to sit still. I'm going to sit still for 5 minutes every day. I'm going to start with 5 minutes and then see if over the month I can increase it by a little bit and work towards 20 minutes. I've always wanted to get to 20 minutes. My yoga teacher of teachers, she does half an hour every day. That's a lot, sitting still for half an hour, just you and your thoughts. So I'm going to be applying all of these techniques. I'm going to be doing the meditation starting out 5 minutes before I have lunch. So I usually have lunch from 12:30 to 1:30. So I have a specific time during the day. I'm going to try it in different locations, sometime outside, sometimes inside. maybe sometimes facing the light, sometimes in the dark. So I'll switch up my environments and then see how that affects my thinking. Then I'm going to record in a journal any thoughts, feelings, epiphanies that come up. I'm going to share something personal with you, and I'm going to try not to cry while I say it. But just a week ago, I lost my mom, who was my best friend in the world. She was like my other half. She inspired me to want to be a teacher. She went to Greenwich High, and my dream was always to teach in a school like here. And she was really happy that I was able to reach my dream in her lifetime. And she didn't die of COVID, but just a month ago, she was diagnosed with stage 4 lung and brain cancer. And this is a woman that was like the healthiest woman I ever knew. Like, she always ate like healthy, and she always walked like miles every day, and she did things for other people, and she was the best mother, the best wife, the best friend. She loved holidays. She would celebrate, and she loved to give to people, and she loved literature, and she did all these things for me and to make my world better. So I was so lucky, because a lot of people never find that, like in a lover, in a parent, in a friend. I had it all in her, but now she's gone. So I am really grief stricken right now, as some of you have lost friends and family members, and extended family members, or you have friends that lost their parents. And so maybe a lot of us are experiencing grief right now for a loved one who's lost, or even grief over missing school, missing our classroom, missing your sport, missing the things that used to be a part of your life. So that's a grief too. So I am trying to use this breathing mindfulness practice to just let the grief flood in, and then notice how I feel around the grief. So don't let myself break down, don't let myself scream at the world. Sometimes I would yell at you guys, and I would feel really bad about that, because that's me losing my self-control over the emotion. I let the emotion take over, and then I would yell at you guys, which isn't nice, and teachers should not do that. They should be calm. At the same time, I probably shouldn't fly around the room and say how much I love you, because that's a little extreme too, right? So it's the mindfulness, the meditation, the discipline. I mean, so many of you are talking about you want to prepare yourself for college. You want to get better at your, getting all your work in. Yes, that's also good, because, so many of us are going through the fact that when you go home equals rest, right? I get into my bedroom, I just want to go on my bed and go to sleep. I just don't want to get up in the morning. Why do we have to get up in the morning? We're going to school. Or we're not going to school. So, a lot of you have said you want to give yourself the discipline now, to, really make an effort to prepare yourself for college, to find out your purpose in life, to find out what sustains you, to set a goal for how you want to. Well, for me, it's you bring the best of your being to the moment in front of you. So for me, it's I want to be my best self in every moment. So that's kind of sometimes impossible to attain, because things around you happen, your mom dies, or your students, a lot of your students aren't handing in work and you take it personally, or there's so many things in your world that can crumble around you, and it's how do you stay the burning flame? How do you stay strong, resilient, confident, passionate, dedicated, without letting the negative self-talk, the negative emotions, the why me attitude, it's why did I have to lose my mom? She never smoked or drank a day in her life, and then she got this cancer, like when she was 68. That's so young. Her mom is 99 and is still alive. Why? But then you realize, wait a second, everybody in the world suffers. Like, life is suffering, right? Like, everybody in their lifetime is gonna experience the loss of someone that they loved. And when you do experience that grief, people come to you and remind you that they have also experienced grief. Like, I got a lot of flowers in the mail. Like, Mr. Mayo, our principal, he sent me a beautiful handwritten card, like sending his condolences. Like, so many teachers sent me cards, orchids, emails. I wasn't going to tell students because I didn't want you guys to feel sorry for me and be like, oh, poor Miss Peters. Like, but now I'm just sharing it because we're all going to be personal together, and we're not going to be afraid of being open to each other. And like, it's hard to like crack yourself open and to look inside and to look at your faults, or like, just accepting them, embracing them, and then trying to improve them. So like with my grief, like, rather than letting it depress me, and saying like, I don't feel like doing anything ever again, like, my world is very colorless right now because she would just like lift me up all the time, and now I don't have that. So, and like, I would tell her, like, for instance, I am so proud of you guys in your journal entries. I would have wanted to call her up and say, Mom, guess what? All my students are doing these journal projects, and I'm so proud of them. And normally she would be really happy for me, but I don't have that right now. So it's learning to accept that grief and then maybe see it as a friend, because my relationship with her is just different now. Like, I know she's still with me, and I know she's in my heart, and I just have to learn how to like be open to this new journey about like keeping her memory alive, trying to make myself better through like wanting to be my best self, like, in case she's watching me still, which I believe that she is. Like, I feel her presence. And okay, anyway, that's enough about me, guys. So I really hope that you enjoy this project, and that it might like help you improve on yourself, even if it's a little thing. And like, it's okay to go forward and then back. Like, some of you might have days where you're like, I'm not getting out of bed, okay? I'm tired, I'm sick, this is dumb, like, I don't want to read The Alchemist anymore, I don't understand it, or, oh my god, I can't believe I have to do this math equation, like, without the teacher who's explaining it. So you might have some setbacks, or like, you might stretch and then you might injure yourself because you're pushing yourself too hard. Or you might like try to bottle up your anger so much that you might punch a wall one day. Okay, or I mean, sorry, that's a little extreme, but then like, that's one of the challenges, and that's part of the whole practice. Like, we can't be perfect all the time. Like, you're gonna have days where you're not gonna want to do anything, and that's okay. Like, that's normal, that's natural. And so, but it's just like, when you do have those days, rather than letting it overtake you and suck you in, and then, it can be a spiral. Like, for instance, like, if you, let's say, whenever you felt sad, you would drink. Like, and this is like true with addiction, and a lot of people suffer from this. So whenever you're feeling empty and sad and you take a drink, you drink, and then like, you think it gives you this false idea that it makes you feel better. And then like, gradually over time you build up a tolerance. So then the next time you're sad, you drink a little bit more. And then again, it gives you the false sensibility of like, it changes your mind, your brain, so you don't feel the sorrow as much maybe. But then like, over time, when you gain a dependency onto this like substance, it moves you further away from yourself and like what's going on inside, and then you just let it overtake you. And like my mom used to say, like, don't let that negative self-talk or the addiction or whatever is like, it's out of your control, and then it pulls you down the slippery slope. So this practice of the personal quest is like noticing your patterns and like pulling yourself out of them, and that takes a lot of discipline and a lot of practice, but we're gonna work towards it, and hopefully everyone will get out of this out the other end. And then I don't know how much longer we're gonna be like this, but hopefully like maybe your practice will even continue into the summer if we're still this way, and then in the fall, like for your senior year, and for those of you who are graduating, you'll come out of it like a new person, or like the best version of yourself. And hopefully that will be life enhancing. So I'm excited for you guys, and yeah. All right, so I hope you have a really good weekend. So what is due on Monday is I'm going to read you part 4 now, and then you'll have like the 10 questions, and that's due on Monday, okay? So yeah, just enjoy your long weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday, okay?